Mastering English. Prepositions in Relative Clauses Unveiled. Hello, English learners. Welcome to another exciting episode where we demystify the English language, bit by bit. Today, we are diving into a specific area of relative clauses, those tricky situations where we use prepositions at the beginning of the clause. By the end of this video, you'll be creating sentences with this structure like a pro. Before we get into the specifics of prepositions, let's do a quick recap on relative clauses. These are clauses that provide additional information about a noun, and they usually come right after the noun they're describing. They begin with relative pronouns such as who, whom, that, which, and where. Here's an example. The book, which I bought last week, is very interesting. The part, which I bought last week, is a relative clause describing the book. Now, let's introduce prepositions. These are words like in, on, at, from, to, etc., that typically describe a relationship between different elements in the sentence. When we use prepositions in relative clauses, they add even more specificity and clarity. However, they can appear quite challenging, particularly when they're placed at the beginning of the clause. So, what does it mean to have a preposition at the beginning of a relative clause? It's simply about the placement of the preposition. Instead of at the end of the clause, it's at the start. Here are a couple of examples. She's the lady to whom I gave the letter. The table at which we had dinner was near the window. As you can see, this can make the sentence sound a bit formal, but it's also correct, and it's good to know how to use and understand this structure. The best way to master this concept is by practicing. Let's create some sentences together. 1. He's the person with whom I shared my secrets. 2. The city in which we live is very crowded. 3. This is the book from which I learned Python. Remember, this structure might seem a bit tricky at first, but with practice, it will become second nature. So, keep practicing. And there we have it. We've unlocked the mystery of using prepositions at the beginning of relative clauses. It's a fantastic tool to add depth and precision to your English. Remember, learning a language is a journey, and every step you take is progress. Keep practicing, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're proof that you're trying, and that's the best way to learn. Until our next episode, happy English learning!